All right, so 3 hours has passed at 2:25. Let's see how we're doing. Definitely getting there. I think I'm going to drop or increase our temperature to about 300. Got a nice slow roast going. And at this point, I just want to see how the meat is doing. It's definitely cooking slow, which is what we want. So I'm just going to grab some of these guys. Put them up on top. The more the flavor we can throw inside, the better off we'll be. So ordinarily, there's really two ways to do this. You can get up very first thing in the morning and do it at 2:25 for 8 hours or so. And then there's this way that I do it, where do 2:25 to start to get the slow, cooking, and then slowly ramp up the temperature. So we'll do 300 probably for another, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe 3. And by that point, hopefully we can start pulling it apart. All right, well, the house is starting to smell good, so I think we're about there. We're about 2 hours. So the earlier piece. I do have to say, though, that I came back at an hour in, so an hour ago, and I raised the temperature again from 300 to 350. This is one of the bigger ones I've done, so it's got to take a little bit more work. So let's see how. Let's see, get this guy looking pretty good there. Okay, let's see what we're looking at. Ooh, yep, getting there. That was a good sound. That fat, get that stuff off of there and get it back in there, get that nice flavor going. How are we doing on the pull apart? Well, I think we're doing all right with that. So basically the next step now is we just keep checking it at this temperature. Throwing some more of this lovely juice that we've got up top, keeping it going. I might actually try to flip it. So the thing I didn't actually say is what I'm looking to do is to get it so that I can pull the bones. And then once the bones are pulled, things really start to speed up. And the goal from that point, once you get the bones out, is to keep like shredding, sort of like that. I don't want to do too much of it now until the bones are fully ready to come out, because these guys will dry and they won't get as good of a flavor, in my opinion. So I'm just going to leave that be and get some more juice back up on here. I understand it's slotted. I see that. It's just the thing I grabbed first. It'll do the job. Doesn't have to be perfect. And so at this point, we check it about once every half hour. Again, we're at 360. I'm sorry, 350. We check it about every 30 minutes. You'll know that you're ready for the next step when the meat just completely falls away without really trying too hard. And that you can get these bone guys out. Still leave them in. We just want to get them out of the butt and put them on the side so they keep bringing their flavor to it. But it'll help the rest of the meat cook a little faster. Or more thoroughly, or I don't know. I don't know what the technical term is. I just know it tastes better when I do it that way. So back into the oven, 350. We'll set a half-hour timer. All right, we're about another half hour in. Again, neglected a step. I usually start, if I don't have all day, I'll usually start stepping the temperature up 25 degrees each time I do this, until the bone comes out. So if I forget again, in between each one of these half-hour checks, I'm raising the temperature. So we're at 375 at this point. The liquid is bubbling, that's good. Meat is still feeling quite tender, very tender. I mean, this is This is a plastic slotted fork with basically balls on the end of it, so it's definitely not sharp. I think we might actually be able to get this bone out of here, which will definitely help. So let's see. Yeah, it's just sliding right in. This is good stuff. This is definitely not a finesse operation at this point. This spoon, I have no idea where I got it from. I'm sure it was an Amazon purchase, but if you can see it, there's a serrated edge on this side, which makes doing this kind of easy. This is like an all-in-one. I like it. It's not my favorite, but it's good. Anyway, let's see if we can get some of this meat away. I expect that if this just bounces back, there's going to be juices and everything everywhere. But whatever. We're making food. Making food. Well, I don't think maybe this isn't quite ready yet. So I'm just going to get down in here again a little bit more, get some of these juices up on top, get some of these onions up here, get some of them over here if I can. Get all this extra business out of here. I mean, at this point, I think we're at an edible point. I don't see any like really pink meat. But really, this is the part where I want to start cooking down, getting close to cooking down the liquid that's in there. But I really don't want to start doing that until I get the bone out. And that should be right around the 425 to 450 mark. So maybe another 1 or 2 rounds of doing this. Again, I'm at 375 now. Before I forget again, I've turned it up to 400. That's our half-hour mark. So we'll come back in another half an hour, and we'll see if we can get that bone out. So another half hour down. Let's see how close we are. Ooh. Hot, hot, hot. Ooh, starting to get a little brown on it. That's good. Meat's coming off. Yes. Very good. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to bump it to 450. We're going to start ramping it up to be able to broil. And the point with this is, again, to keep breaking down the meat. But that brown that you're seeing on the top, I want to get that everywhere. So, let's see what we can do here. I'd like to be able to flip it. Let's see if I can do that. This is exactly what you want, is it to start falling apart. So, what will happen now, and this is one of the benefits of using the unenameled, is that you can actually put it in the broiler. If you're using an enameled, I would stop at 450 for this part. But again, the point is to, you know what, I'm just gonna get rid of this bone. We don't need it anymore. Get all the good stuff off of it. Just throw it in the sink. Let it cool. Got one in here, I think. So anyway, the point of this is to get rid of all of the extra juice and water that came out, while also starting to brown it. The enameled guys, right? That's what I was talking about. They tell you not to put it into the broiler because it could have a chance to fracture the enamel on it. So I just try to abide by that and keep it to 450 at the top. With this guy, though, you can go as high as you want. I'm probably going to start ramping this guy up to full temp. And we're going to probably every half hour again. Check on it. So I just bumped us to 500 actually. We'll get it back back in the oven and we'll check again in a half hour.